Okay, here we go with a look at my Remington 870 Police Magnum. I shot a video of this shotgun before I outfitted it, and this is what it looked like. Their standard wood stock. It did not have your 2-round magazine extension on it. Pretty simply bought. It was the simplest version of the Remington 870 Police Magnum that was available to me at that time. Before we get started, let's go ahead and perform a safety check and promote that safe habit. You can see that there is nothing in the magazine tube, the green follower, and there's nothing in the chamber. We're handling a safe shotgun, so let's go ahead and begin. So, the things that I changed out on this shotgun. I added a +2 magazine extension tube. This is the Wilson Combat extension tube, and it has a sling loop off to the left of the magazine extension tube. I then swapped out the stock for a pistol grip stock. This is the Knox Spec Ops Recoil Reducing Gen 2 stock. Has a very unique pistol grip with lots of crazy palm swells in lots of different directions. Looking at this pistol grip, I don't know that it's something that I would have said, oh yeah, I like the way this looks. But feeling it in hand, it's actually pretty comfortable. It has an insert that you can swap out so that you can have a little more rubber texture in your grip. Or you can swap it out for the low profile one and have just a little bit of rubbery texture in your pistol grip. It even comes with an optional sling loop. You can orient this to the right of the shotgun or to the left of the shotgun, or you can put the plastic insert in and not use the sling loop. And this stock comes with a Limb Saver recoil pad. Then I added an AimTech Warhammer. I did an installation video on this years ago for the first Remington 870 Tactical that I had. I love the way that this rail looks on the shotgun. It gives you a monolithic Picatinny rail across the majority of the upper section of your shotgun. It gives you a couple offset side Picatinny mounts. It has an incorporated heat shield. And for me, aesthetically, it just makes the shotgun look heavier and beefier than a standard Remington 870 without a rail on it. Because the AimTech Warhammer added so much mass to the shotgun, I felt like the shotgun 12 gauge barrel looked a little small, like it was like a pencil barrel compared to the rest of the shotgun. So I took a polymer heat shield and cut off the unneeded section. Then I cut out a notch for the front bead sight. Now this polymer heat shield is doing two things. Aesthetically, it's kind of building up the dimension of that shotgun, helping the overall look of the shotgun to look more tactical, just cool. And then functionally, it is protecting your hand from that last few inches of potentially hot barrel. Because I added the rail and elevated my sights, I went ahead and put on the Knox Power Pack. This has a cheek riser, a shell carrier, and a waterproof storage container. This storage compartment is ideal for storing batteries. For my sights, I used a set of Hightower Armory Glock sight bases. And for my Glock sights, I used a set of Advantage Tactical sights. These line up very quickly to create a pyramid. You would place the tip of your pyramid sight on the point of the target where you want your projectile to impact. And these sights are fully adjustable for windage and elevation. Obviously your windage, you could drift the sight to the left or the right. And for your elevation, there are shims that you can change out underneath this sight. It's not a quick process, but you can dial these sights in. And I've found that you can dial them in quite well. So coming to the fore end, Knox actually includes a very nice forend. I like how wide it is, and it's just got a really good feel in hand. Decent texturing. I really liked the way it felt. And, you know, I've got kind of a thing going with size here, and I felt like this didn't look too small for this setup. But I wanted to incorporate a light, and I surely have enough rail space with my offset rails, and even if I didn't have the offset rails, I have plenty of space to rig up some kind of lighting. But most of my options to use the rails, or even up here, put the flashlight in a place that I wasn't really excited about. I did try one of Magpul's offset light mounts, but it brought my light way out here. It wasn't practical to actuate. I just didn't like the extra weight off to the side of the gun, and it stuck out more than I wanted it to. And ultimately, you know, this is about as ideal of a situation as you could want, where you have the momentary option, the constant on and off option. You can change out your mode with just a tap of the switch. You've got a kill switch, and the Surefire really, it's expensive. It's a very expensive way to go, but it is a very nice way to go on a shotgun build. So let me demonstrate for you how this pressure pad works here. You've got your kill switch, and this is in the off position. Flip that over, and now it's in the on position. And I've got a pressure pad in the back and a pressure pad in the front. The front pressure pad is a momentary on-off, and then the rear pressure pad is a constant on, and I can activate that by pressing that. On the right side of the shotgun, it's got a third pressure pad back here, and that's for my mode. I can adjust the brightness setting. There's a medium and then a high output setting. It's the medium is actually very capable, but if you're outdoors and you really need that 600 lumens, that's very nice to have that. I'm not sure how quickly that's going to end up killing your battery, but it's nice to have that much illumination right there at the ready. And it's just very practical for a shotgun like this to be able to just light up your target that easily without having to reach for something and activate a switch or turn something or press a button. It's just right there in your hand grip. And then it's nice having that kill key, so if you don't want to accidentally give your position away by inadvertently pressing your pressure pad, it's nice that it's got the kill key on it too. So you can see that I have a lot of unused Picatinny rail space, and I've elected to protect that finish of the rail space by using ladder rail covers. This is a kind of like an extra long 11-inch rail cover, and then I had a short little run to make up there, and then I covered my sides. I did that just because I like the feel of the extra texture of the ladder rail cover, and I like to protect my finish as best as I can. Even though I'm not using all of that Picatinny rail, I like the way that the Picatinny rail makes the shotgun look. I think it just, for me, it appeals to me. I like the extra Picatinny rail on there, and it gives me options for the future. If I want to add a low profile laser, or if I want to switch out to like some Magpul M-Bus sights, or a scope or a red dot, I have those options because of this extra Picatinny rail. And with all that I've done to this shotgun, I have added a lot of weight to this shotgun. The stock, especially with the shell carrier, that puts a lot of weight in your shoulder. The Warhammer, the Surefire flashlight, everything adds up, and this shotgun is a lot heavier than it was when I originally purchased it. But for me, I like a heavy shotgun, because my experience has been the heavier the shotgun, the more it absorbs the recoil, the less it's going to kick you in the shoulder when you're shooting those heavy loads. But this gives you a close look at my build and the components that I use to put this together. Thanks for checking out my videos. It's a big world, and we're bound to run into a shady situation. Until then, keep your gear on you.
what I'm talking about!
That's what I'm talking about! But out louder.